Religion and Realization by Diamond Picked Up in the Street, episode 27. Diamond's yogic interpretation on Sri Ramkrishna's metaphors from the Gospel of Sri Ramkrishna, based on his own lifelong divine realizations. 75. He is habituated to lie on a bedstead and wears a red embroidered cloth and uses shirts, socks, and shoes. All these articles are looked upon as things of luxury. These are all shunned by a monk, as to use an article of luxury is against the monkish canon. Sri M, with a single stroke of pen, has pointed out that Thakur has got no old convention of a monk. Sri Buddha was out with a begging bowl for alms. He, from hand to foot, was clad in yellow cloth. Sri Shankar was busily engaged in discussion with Buddhist monks to make them understand the superior realizations of God without form in Hinduism. But he was well and thoroughly dressed in ochre cloth all over his body. Sri Chaitanya on his Apollo-like body had but a poor loin cloth round his waist. Thakur was out to meet Sri Keshav in his place in order to speak out the sportive forms of God in the body, but he had shirt and cloth on his body, and polished slippers and socks on his legs. The outward garb of the religious life of India for the last 2500 years is depicted and seen in the life of these four gentlemen. Whom do I belong to and prefer? Yellow cloth, goodbye to it. Shaven head with other cloth all over the body, bye bye. It is but a painful show, poor loin cloth, a sight of pity and nothing more. I wear shoes, socks and clothes. Put on a shirt, lie down on bedstead, take fish and chew betel leaf as they were done by Thakur. He led his life as a life is led by me, but Thakur saw and attained God in him. Let Thakur have mercy on me and one and all and give his grace to all so that everybody may see God and attain God in the ordinary course of life. To get his grace, yellow cloth is not required. Ochre-colored dress is not needed. A loin cloth is not to be sought after. All that is required is to pray for his grace. There is no difference in outward form between Thakur's life and ordinary man. Akin life creates affinity. Thakur's life belongs to all and everybody belongs to Thakur. So Thakur is the idea of the era. Thakur said, who knows what special grace will help one to attain God in him? In plain words, it signifies that no special grace is required for attaining God. It depends surely and solely on his mercy. 76. As if Thakur is the personification of the only religion perpetually expressed in the body of a man. There is but one law or fundamental rule, and that is the manifestation of God in the human body. It does not know any distinction of caste and creed, any time or place. All that is indispensably required is the human body and God's mercy. The only way of God's manifestation in the highest form is through the body of a man, and this is the only law of God's highest expression in the world. There is but only one way, and there is but one fundamental rule. The highest manifestation of God is in the human body. Several creeds have got several ways. It means one law and one way, and it is fundamental as there is no variation in it. Some 3,500 years back, Moses was talking with God, and 3,500 years after, Thakur is engaged in talking with the Divine Mother in the temple of Dakshineshwar. The very same thing is repeated, and there is no variation in the fundamental law of God's and manifestation in the human body. The principal requirement for God's manifestation is the human body. Let him be a Hindu or Buddhist or Christian or Muslim, or let him belong to any other religion of the world, or let him live in another part of the world. If God or Atman takes pity on him, then he will manifest himself in the body of the man, and the man on his part will see God in his own body. This law is fundamental. God is in the body. He is in an invisible, unattached condition. He emanates from the body, manifests himself in full-fledged form in the cerebrum. When God the preceptor points out and shows God and himself melts away in God. The seer understands it distinctly that God is in the body and he has sprung up from the body. 77. Mother, why have you brought me here in the midst of these people? Shall I be able to save them by liberating God from their body as he is hedged around by their body? Hedge signifies body made of flesh and bones. Thakur means to say that did God take pity on them, then he would have freed himself from the body and showed himself by manifestation in them, and would have killed all their dissatisfactions with supreme bliss. He did not do so, as otherwise these men would not have come to him. Yet, it is good that these men have got an opportunity to come in contact with him. It may help them to kindle their lamps within.